What's up? It's your boy Ing Vendetta. I hope that you're doing well, hope that you're having a good day. This is a special post. It's one of my favorite movie, Trailer Park Boys movie. We've been doing a lot of Trailer Park Boys. I want to watch the movie. Do a review of the movie. There's 3 movies, so I know there's 12 seasons of Trailer Park Boys. We just finished the 4th season. I'm gonna do 1. I'm gonna wait until the 8th. I'm gonna do the 2nd one, and then I'm gonna wait until the 12th. Do the 3rd one. The first one, honestly, dude, I had a DVD at home, and that shit, the DVD is fucked up. It's broken because I've watched it too much. Oh my god, this is such an amazing movie. First of all, okay, let's talk about the action. Let's talk about the movie in itself. Shout out to the Trailer Park Boys because they started as nothing. Started as a cheap ass fucking cheap budget show, and ended up being on a movie that's big. Trailer Park Boys started at nothing and became a fucking worldwide sensation. Worldwide. Right? We got fucking the boys who made it somehow. I want to give a shout out to the French version of the movie. So what I used to do back in the days, when I didn't have Wi-Fi, when I wasn't creating content, when I was having too much free time, is I watched the same movie a couple of times. And to make it different, I would watch it one time in French and one time in English. Trailer Park Boy did something fantastic. French. They're Canadian. I'm proud to be Canadian. I'm proud to be part of the same country as the boys. The boys, when they did a video in French, when they did a version in French, they promoted it as French, and they promoted it as French Canadian, which is a different kind of French than the Paris. And yo, this is fucking super, super, super amazing. Honestly, this show, oh man, the fact that they made it. And yeah, just the fact that they did this is so incredible. Because nobody else does it. There's some Canadian show that don't do it. And if I can search some locally, it's kind of nice. The extra, the deleted scene only. 52 minutes of deleted scene. 52 minutes. It's insane. The movie is an hour and a half long. 52 minutes is more than a half of that. Right? So to start the movie, let's continue with the review, with the summary. So what I'm going to do, since it's one of my favorite shows, I'm going to treat it as a episode review because I'm reviewing the entirety of Trailer Park Boys. So it's not like a one piece, it's a lot of pieces of the puzzle. Right? So what do we have in the first glance, which is fantastic, is the boys in their element. Them again, they're trying to, the movie starts with them wanting to steal a, holy shit. Oh man, it's just fucking fantastic. The movie starts with, this is a movie. Okay, I want you guys, again, I'm repeating myself, but DVD is broken because I played it too much. My DVD of the movie is broken because it's been played too much. This has never happened in the history of Lifetime. They started the movie with the boy trying to wow. The boys trying to rob a machine. So Julian called Ricky, and Ricky is playing with his and there's a really funny scene where Julian says, "Yo, I need you tonight," and Lucy won't let him. So Bubbles, he's like, "Yo, should be talking to him? Should be on the phone if he was." So it's really funny. It's simple comedy. It's simple fun, and it works. They go to steal a machine. By stealing the machine, they fucked up. They park in the car. They didn't park the car correctly. The car goes back, ends up crashing into a store. They crash into a store. They steal a lot of cigarettes. They get caught. Right, and it goes perfectly because Julian says, Ricky says that Julian is deaf because Julian doesn't deal well with the police, right? And then by pretending he's deaf, Ricky gets away with it, and then Julian talks, and the police, they know they were lying, and they're like, "Fuck you, you're lying, you're going to jail." The jail for Ricky is fantastic. I don't know why. In the first couple of seasons, they really put off the character of Julian to be this cool guy, but in the movie, it seemed like they're lowering the character every single time. Julian doesn't have a good time, right? So they go to prison. So Ricky had it for a wonderful time. He's playing hockey with the boys. They have a tournament between the guards and the prisoner. They even did something really cool. They created this character from ground up called Donnie, which is in charge of the prison, and he's an asshole. So they have a chance to like really put it to him, and by winning the tournament. So you kind of want them to win, right? But then Ricky is getting released. Doesn't even want to get released. It's kind of cool. Then on the other end, he falls hard on liquor and lifting weights, and Ricky's like, "Yo, nobody does that." But by doing this, we meet this character called Cadillac, and Cadillac, he has the best plan to steal and not get caught. So by stealing, what he means is the coins, a change, to loony, 25 cents, a dime, 5 cents, 1 cent. Why you're doing that is because paper, cash is marked, coins aren't marked. So they're trying to cheat the system by being able to steal as much as they want, right? Ricky, on the other hand, is about the big dirty. The big dirty is what? The big dirty is if one hit, you're gonna do one crime, and then the rest of your life is gonna get perfect. And Julian, he's like, nah, bro, you shouldn't do the big dirty, because the big dirty, we're gonna get cut, we're gonna get in a situation, we're gonna get in trouble, right? And it's so fucking nice because they have this mentality, and the movie is about the big dirty, which is joining Ricky's ID and Julian's ID. They get released early. It's actually pretty sad because Julian, Ray, which is Ricky's father, and Bubble, they go to pick up Ricky, and you got because there's really touching scene where Ray comes and he always said, I bought you dope plant, you can start growing right away. That Bubble says, oh, I miss you. For Julian, there's nobody, so you feel sad for Julian, right? Julian, he meets we're going back to the park, right? I remember this. I hadn't watched a movie in months, but I remember this. So we're going to the park because apparently they need to talk about Lucy. Lucy now works at a gentleman club. Ricky, every single time he goes to jail, he wants to get back in Trinity's life and Lucy's life, right? In this movie, the only complaint I'm gonna have is they changed the character of Lucy. I'm not sure why, but they did change. That's not cool. I think it's because in season 2 we don't see Trinity at all. So what I think happened is the movie was shot between season 2 and 3, and the Trinity character was changed for Trina. So they didn't have Trinity. This is so Ricky goes back to the park, and then the boys tell him, yo, she's working at the gentleman club. So Ricky goes to the gentleman club to really understand that, yo, she's working there, right? And everybody's talking about their new breasts because she has some new breasts. So it's kind of fucked up. Ricky gets mad, goes to the chick club. We meet this guy Sonny, who's an asshole, who's the owner of the club, and it's really cool because he's putting Ricky in his place. And you're like, holy shit, I need to do it pushes Ricky to want to do the big dirty because he feel like an asshole, he feel like a loser, right? And there's some really cool scene where you see the boys who the main importance of the bar is because Julian meets a girl called Wanda. She's super cute, super hot actress, and she's a dancer, right? So she's like, oh, I don't care if you go to jail, I don't care if you go here. Then we go on a date, and it's cool because Julian, seeing on the date, you see this big machine. They guess how much dollar is in the machine. It said there's a lot of coins, so this is the big dirty. If you steal that much coin, it's set for life. It's a really cool moment where Trinity, she steals some barbecue, she steals she starts smoking. So we're seeing Ricky being a good father again, what we love. We're seeing Ray and Ricky and Trinity being a very good family. We're seeing Bubble training the cat for his cat show, and we're seeing Julian dating. So they have the perfect life right now. They all have what they want, right? But no, it's not enough. So what happened is they decided to do the big dirty. So they want to break the machine. So they steal a bunch of Parkometer, and they crack it open. By doing that, they take some time. Ricky falls back in love with Lucy. She comes and join him, and she's like, "Yo, I don't like Sonny because her and Sonny has been banging, right? She's like, I don't like Sonny, I like you." And then they get married, and by getting married, Wanda, which is the girlfriend of Julian, she comes in a stolen car. She comes in a stolen car. Jim called the police. They realize that, yo, this car is stolen. There's a really cool scene where Randy brings sandwiches to the police because the police, they don't like Ricky, Leahy, and Randy. That's a really cool scene. Oh my god, the scene right after is fucking phenomenal. They talk about doing the big dirty, and they're not sure because, again, they have the perfect life. Ricky's back with Lucy. He's back with his father. He's growing dope. Bubble has his show, and they don't want to do it, right? But what happened is Leahy, he backs into the Bubble's shed, and they have to fix up the shed, right? And this whole thing about them not paying their lot fees, so they have to come up with a lot of money, or else they're gonna get evicted, which is not true because they've been paying their lot fees, right? So there's this whole like controversy. So they go to do the big dirty, and it's kind of cool because, again, just moments where we see situation is pretty bad because even Ricky, he wants to take Trinity off for lunch. He doesn't have enough, so he complains that, hey, the food wasn't good, so they give him some free food. And he realizes his bad position. There's this moment, this important moment with the guard from prison who sucker punched Ricky, which leads to the end. It's not very important right now, but it's going to be important to the end. Right? But they're building up the Donnie character, which is the police guard, to be an asshole, and that's important. So what happened is they go they go to steal the money, right? And the plan is going fantastic until they get caught. But hey, it's changed. It's not traceable, right? So they almost get caught, then get married. Then Sonny, which is the owner, gets mad. It's like, I'm gonna shoot this place up, right? Because again, Ricky asked Lucy to marry him. And there's this really cool moment where we see J-Rock and his porn. There's this really cool scene between Bubble. It's like, oh, J-Rock has been my best friend. One of my best friend, right? And it's funny because J-Rock is super close with Bubble. Even in season 2, J-Rock always had the back of Bubbles. He treats Julian like a partner. He treats Ricky like a weird guy. But he treats Bubble like a real friend, which is kind of cool because Bubble is, again, Ricky can't take care of himself. Julian can't take care of himself. Bubble also a bit less, right? So then they get to the wedding. Sonny decide to fuck over. He shoot the car of Ricky because Ricky stole this girl Lucy, which wasn't true. Leahy, he calls the police and he's like, yo, because he knows that Ricky stole the cash. He knows that Ricky stole the change. They arrest Sonny for having a weapon, so that's not a victory. By shooting the car, the cash goes out. The change go out, and Leahy goes after them. And yeah, the Big Dirty is phenomenal because it's just about when they steal the cash, we can only see Trevor and Corey. And yeah, Trevor and Corey, I didn't talk about them a lot because I want to keep it to the end. And this movie, a lot of people, they say that they were treated like shit, and they were treated like shit, right? But in the movie, they got really a chance to shine. There's a bunch of moments where the boys, they say they're proud of them. They're doing really good. Even when they on the camera, it's like it's dad that's guilty. They have this new car. I think they really show up. There's this really touching scene with Corey and Trevor in the beginning where Ricky gives them shit and then they get sad and then the boys say sorry to them. I think it's important to mention that yes, they weren't probably not treated the right way, but in the movie they were treated the right way, right? And at the end, Ricky goes out of jail, and because they say, oh, it's only Corey and Trevor, right? But then Ricky starts swearing, and the judge, he tells him, yo, again, I noticed that the jaw jumbled up. Like, guys, realize that I haven't watched this movie in 4, 5, 7 months. I don't know. It's been a long time. So it's not that it's jumbled up, right? So we have the judge who says, yo, you're swearing too much. If you continue to swear, I'm going to send you to jail. Ricky is sent back to jail for enough time to get the tournament, so everybody's happy. Julian comes back to jail. He goes out of jail. Wanda is still here because she gets arrested too. And yeah, it's a really good movie. Why I like the movie so much is, again, is the boy making out of the TV. You go into the movie, it's the boy is getting some recognition, is getting some fame. When you're working hard, you deserve fame, right? A lot of people, they have fame and they don't really deserve it, but the boys really worked hard. Right? Well, another reason why the movie is something I love is because I grew up watching the Trailer Park Boys, so knowing it's a movie, kind of cool. It's like growing up with Spider-Man and realizing this Spider-Man movie. Like, holy shit, I used to watch that as a kid. Right? The movie is also a sign that the boys are, because in the beginning of the show, the writer, the director, at the end of the show, the boys are trying to write their own stuff. And in the movie, it's the first time where they're giving some liberties, which ultimately leads to SwearNet, which ultimately leads to the season we have now. Super good movie. Amazing, amazing, amazing acting. Just the boys being the boys. And that's what we love. Peace.